part two. Okay. So I was like, I don't really want to mess with this dog. But guess what? It's right in my way. But guess what? There's also another way. So let me just kind of course correct a little. And I started walking the long way rather than the way that I normally walk, you know? And that's also the thing. Like sometimes we just want the most convenient thing. But life isn't always that way. So it's like, you know? So anyway, I was like, okay, I know this way. I'm going to go this way then. And then ended up, somebody was like, hey, you got a lighter? And I was like, yeah. And then ended up having like a great conversation for a little minute. And like, that was super cool. So it was like I felt like that situation first popped up to give me this epiphany, but then also to have this incredible conversation just about like life and stuff. Like I feel like sometimes like you just kind of passing by and then somebody just, hey, you just go, hey, and like you just like click and it's like, oh, what's up, you know? And you know, okay, peace, see you around. Just keep going. So it's like that's the type of stuff like I live for. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's super fun. So yeah, I guess moral to the story was, you know, don't let the world change you. Like there's some bullshit, you know, some BS, some bushy, and you know, that's kind of a part of life. You know, I feel like without some of that, if it was just like, you know, okay, I want this, boom, and you got it. Like in situations, it's not fun, but looking back, you're like, dang, okay, made it through that, dang, okay. But also, it led me with some things that I've realized, okay, I kind of gotta work on that a little bit, you know, because like I really didn't want to do anything to this dog, but at the same time, like it put me in a state where I was like, okay now, and like that's not fun because like I don't like feeling like that, but I've found myself in this position for a little bit now, and I'm just like, oh, okay. So I've been, you know, breathing and stretching a lot more and exercising a little bit more. Like I feel like, you know, help work through the stuff, the tensions and stuff. Like you gotta put yourself in your own situations. You gotta strengthen because I feel like exercising and things like that isn't necessarily like sure, you know, you feel good and all that, but really what it does for the mind. Like, because if you put yourself into the adversity, then when said adversities arrive, just randomly, you have the bandwidth to deal with it, you know? Like, that's something like, so it's like, you know, you do push ups, you whoo, 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 but then also you just like go slow and like really feel each moment, you know, with intention. Yeah. So, the song that's been on my mind, that song by Rihanna and Eminem about like I'm friends with the monster that's under my bed. Get along with the voices that's in my head. Like it made me think like, cause like I feel like when I do walk around like people kind of have like a conversation like they, you know, like there was a time like I walked to the dolly store and like somebody's like, you know what it is, and then they were like, here you go, and like I was like, oh, thank you. Like they let me like, and it was random, but it was cool, and like you know, I feel like artists and stuff like that sit out there to, you know, it's different perspectives about like why people do what they do, right? And like I know personally for myself, the reason I started with the Friends with the Monster song is because there's like a part like Eminem's verse. He goes, uh, wanted the fame but didn't want to be on the cover of Newsweek or whatever, and he was like, or didn't wait. That's yeah. And he was like, wanted to be recognized for my music, but left alone in public. Excuse me, like, you know, it's like sometimes like people like myself create things and then we're like, here, look at this over here, you know, this is what we made, and then like so it's like here, focus on that, and then Like we get to take like a back seat and be, left alone, left in peace. But it turns out like when you start actually grinding, you start, changing things around in your environment and stuff like that. That's not necessarily how it always plays out, you know? And, it's not really that big of a deal. Some situation can be annoying, some are not, Most of the time, it's good. It's good vibes all around. Uh, but, like I said, anybody on that hate side of the spectrum of just not understanding that they really love you, just, don't know how to express it rather than be your friend, they want to tear you down sometimes. And it's like, whatever. Which is why it's important to remember who you are, no matter what the situation or any BS that comes with it. So it don't bother me. I'm just saying. Um, so yeah, but I thought that was kind of insightful. So I guess we'll leave this one here. Peace, y'all. Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll leave this one here.